Hey everyone, it is time for Worlds. Every single format is going to be happening this weekend, coming up. So, if you guys want to watch, you can go down to Los Angeles, take a look, take a peek, or you can watch it on our stream, which is happening on Twitch. And yeah, every format is going to be streamed. Even Y Schwartz will be streamed. So if you like that game, you can go watch that. And they'll all be streamed at the same time. So get all your windows open and be watching every single format because it's going to be really cool. Now I will be casting the premium side, so today we're gonna talk about which are the top 5 decks that we're gonna see at Worlds this year, in my opinion, in my expert opinion, right? So first off, we're gonna start off with the very simple ones, the ones that we all know. That is Highlander, right? I think Highlander has been talked about the entire format and is still talked about right now. It's just a really good deck, really strong deck, so we're definitely going to see it at Worlds. Probably more people might play it just because there was a restriction list that have been hitting some of the bigger decks in the format. So there might be more uptake of this deck, and it's just overall has a good high roll, very strong, you know, just strong push power. And yeah, the only downside is that you have to know what your deck does, which can be a bit troublesome at, like, if you're just starting out the game, right? But hey, all these players that are participating at Worlds, at least for premium, should know the game pretty well and can know what their cards do or what their deck does, right? So, you know, Reindeer tier, and all that potential right there, I think it seems like a very solid pick. The next thing that we'll probably see is Eradicators, right? Eradicators, well, Narukami in general got hit in the recent ban list. Stunverse got restricted to 1, which is kind of a big deal if you're playing like a Vowing Sword reverse kind of playstyle and going for that more control-y side. But as a lot of people have said, Exterminate Dragon is like the coolest card out of the two, which, you know, maybe I agree, maybe I don't. But what this does mean that one side of the deck got hit, but the other side of it didn't get hit at all. So if you're into that sweep command dragon into exterminate plays, your deck is still working a-okay, right? So just because of that, you'll definitely see probably less Eradicators, less Narukami out there. Vanquisher kind of ate the short end of the stick, let's be real, right? Losing a Stunverse does feel pretty bad, but I'll be honest, if you're taking Vanquisher to Worlds, then good luck, right? Good luck. But I think, you know, all the sweep command players, they didn't really get hit, so if they're still playing that deck, I think they're still on it. They just have to change the G-Zone like maybe 2 or 3 cards, and they're pretty much good to go, right? They're pretty much good to go, and they can continue playing and high rolling and be very annoying, right? The other deck that we'll see is Steam Maidens, and this deck did also get hit. They lost Colossus for premium, but basically the rest of the deck still remains the same. So they basically lost like 2 slots, right? They have to change 2 cards in their deck. But the core mechanic of the deck itself, being consistent, getting the good ride down with Inglisa, is still there. And I think, you know, if you're on Steam Maidens right now, I think you're probably still on it, right? You're seeing the deck is still doing what it normally does, albeit without the Colossus to make your push turns that much more strong. But overall, you know, solid core deck, very solid ride down engine, and just a good first ride. Usually is enough to like do some really good work. So if people were already stuck on this deck, I feel like they wouldn't really stray too far from it, right? Now we're gonna be entering the 4th and the 5th decks that we'll probably see. Again, I just want to say none of these are in any specific order. I don't know which ones will be the most played, so we'll have to see on the day. But we're entering the 4th deck, which is actually Dark Irregular, so NLK. So NLK is kind of this deck that, you know, we think it's dead, but it's usually never dead. Some people always want to play it, and now that the format has slightly shifted out of, like, you know, Steam Maidens and Eradicators getting hit right, I feel like there's more people that are going to be willing to take up NLK. One of the cool things about NLK is that, you know, it just does, it's kind of like an OTK-ish kind of thing. If you draw the pieces, you feel very good. So I feel like there will be people who are willing to just take this deck and hope for the best. And, you know, like with every single other deck, you know, NLK can ride down. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of ride downs in this kind of pick so far. So yeah, NLK definitely a solid pick, but probably not going to be one of the big favorites, right? And then the last deck that I'm going to say that we'll probably see is actually Spike Brothers. So this is, you see Rising Nova here. You're probably going to see some Spike Brother variants like Rising Greedon, or just a straight up normal like Spike Brothers like aggro kind of push, because Gallagabba is just so good. And Spike Brothers have actually been doing all right when it comes to the BCS season. And right now, with less players like maybe playing the Narukami side or the Stingman side, people might be willing to explore this deck a bit more. And let's be honest, right? We're in America, right? Worlds in America this year. There's going to be a lot more players, at least, compared to before, that will be traveling from America to Worlds. Because before, you had to travel over the ocean, right, to Japan. And if you didn't have a sponsored invite, that can be slightly harder. But because you don't have to travel over oceans, you just have to travel over, like Texas, right, or other parts of America, like the middle part. Or if you just like live on the West Coast, right, it's literally just like go down, or you go west, or just go to like Los Angeles, and you know, you're there pretty much, right? So there should be a lot more Americans attending compared to every other nation. And I don't know, I feel like Americans, or just the West in general, like Spike Brothers a lot more. And Spike Brothers definitely got some decent buffs that do allow it to perform pretty well when it comes into the current format. So I think we will probably see some, at least, right? So these are basically the top 5 decks that I expect to see for premium. There's definitely a few more that just didn't make it onto the list, right? Things like, you know, Regalia, Thavis, I think do have a really good chance to see as well. But I feel like these will at least be the 5 we will see, right? And yeah, I think it should be a very interesting day. Be traveling in the next couple of days, especially, you know, to America, right? So maybe we'll see you all somewhere along the ways. We will be making more of these videos. Well, I'll be making more of these videos for the other formats as well. Just kind of round out the whole week. Easy content, you know. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. We're gonna be busy, but yeah, if we see you at America, you know, don't be afraid to say hi, and you know, we'll say hi, right? Or at the event, right? At the event. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did I get some of these decks wrong? Will there be more decks? There probably will. There probably will be, right? But yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all probably very soonish, right? Very soon. Yeah. So yeah. Otherwise, be sure to check out the stream on I think it's like Saturday, right? And yeah, should be good times. Bye.